Your experience in Puerto Vallarta can vary greatly depending on the time of year you visit. But is there a bad time to visit Puerto Vallarta? Peak season for this popular beach destination starts in December and lasts through April. How about the rest of the year though? Get ready to hear the pros and cons of visiting Puerto Vallarta during low season because
we are almost here now.
After our hot and sweaty, and did I mention hot, trip to Puerto Vallarta back in June, I'd all but sworn off visiting this part of Mexico during the summer. But at the beginning of September, we road tripped back to Vallarta to meet some friends visiting from the US and give off-season another shot. June through September and sometimes into October is the rainy season here. And the clouds on our drive from Guadalajara made sure we didn't forget it. This was our fourth trip to Puerto Vallarta this year, and wow, I'd never seen the landscape this green. Thanks, precipitation. Because this was low season, I was surprised that there was so much traffic on the road. But this passenger seat princess couldn't care less about backups as long as she has ultimate road trip snack.
My head next to it for context. Cheers.
Pretty good. The first pro of visiting Puerto Vallarta during low season is that there are fewer people. I know that's kind of duh, but stick with me. It was easy to get a table anywhere. We never made a reservation and didn't wait once the entire time we were there, even at really popular spots. Everywhere we went, the service was fast and super accommodating. One place even offered us cold towels, which were almost as refreshing as our delicious cocktails. Our great experience was probably in part because most places were pretty empty. Which brings me to the first con of visiting Puerto Vallarta during low season. It's very quiet. Puerto Vallarta is known as a party town, but it was very subdued when we were there. We went to this awesome speakeasy with bomb cocktails, and it was basically empty. Furthermore, lots of places in Puerto Vallarta are straight up closed during low season. I saw signs like these all around town. All right, headed out to check out the rooftop pool. A major pro of visiting Puerto Vallarta during low season is that you can score some great deals on accommodation. There were so many more options available for this trip in September than there even were back in June. This centrally located Airbnb cost $460 US for 3 nights, which we split between 4 people. In December, one of the most popular months to visit Puerto Vallarta, a 3-night stay here is almost $260 more. Before our friends arrived, we spent 2 nights at La Casa Blanca, which I found via booking.com. It cost us about $205 US, but for a 2-night weekend stay in December, it's more than double. I would like to say you can't put a price on these gorgeous sunsets, but booking just did. One popular Puerto Vallarta activity that might be a struggle during rainy season is snorkeling. Playa Colomitos is a popular snorkel spot, but in September, the water was cloudy and the beach was entirely gone.
I am super sweaty, and hopefully you can hear me over this little waterfall that was not here when we did this hike literally just a couple of months ago. But this is what being in Puerto Vallarta in the low season is like. I mean, this is Playa Colomitos. Again, we were just here a couple weeks ago, and now there is no beach.
When we were here back in June, Taylor swam out with his goggles and saw lots of colorful fish. Tip: if you decide to visit Puerto Vallarta during off-season, you should have a plan for rainy, cloudy, and OMG, it's too hot to be at the beach one more second days. Hiking can be a good option as long as you set out early. Heavy rain doesn't usually start until the late afternoon or evening. Rainy season is when you can see the jungle in all its glory. I lost track of how many times I said to Taylor, "It's so green." So if the pro of visiting this time of year is lush vegetation, the con is humidity. I will go more in depth with what to expect weather-wise this time of year in a bit, but first, back to the jungle hike, which tested me in more ways than one.
It happened after more than a decade together. And this always happening to Taylor. It's happened in other vlogs. Taylor is the one that always gets pooped on by birds, and I just got peed on by an iguana. Oh, the trip is off. The hike is off to a good start. Took about, what would you say, 25 minutes in the boat?
Sounds right.
About 25 minutes in the boat, and we got here to Yelapa. If you're doing this hike, you want to make sure you get off at the beach, not at the first little dock. The guy on the boat was very helpful, pointing us in the right direction. And honestly, everybody has been really helpful.
Oh yeah.
I found some directions online. I'll link the blog post in the description below for how to get up to this cascada, this waterfall, because there are two cascadas, two waterfalls in Yelapa, and we're going to the more jungly one, not the one in the town. But honestly, ever since we got off the boat, we jumped off and people were super helpful, pointing us in the right direction and letting us know that because it is the rainy season here, that the current is very, very strong at the waterfall, so to be careful. Anything to add?
I think you covered it. I'm excited.
Yeah!
To get to the trailhead in Yelapa, we took a water taxi from Boca de Tomatlan, which is a 30-minute drive south of Puerto Vallarta. Our round-trip tickets cost 200 pesos each. The view of the coastline from the water is incredible, but if you take out your phone for a picture or a video, make sure to hold on tight. The trail is mostly flat and decently packed down. Watch out for tree roots and rocks. To start, we walked past houses and farms.
Oh my gosh, there's the cutest little baby horse behind here. Hello. Hello. You want to see your facey? I guess the tail is mostly what we got. It's not a hike in Mexico unless you have to do some backtracking. We went a little too far. Our instructions that we're following told us to turn at a school. There's a suspension bridge that'll take you across the first river, or the first river crossing to get up to the waterfall. And I think maybe I got too distracted by, I don't know if it was the iguana peeing on me or if it was the cute baby horse. Boom. I don't know how we missed it, but the suspension bridge is right here.
'Cause I found my way.
One river crossing down, two to go.
The second and third river crossings don't have a bridge. When I took my first step, I was expecting a rocky bottom, but the riverbed is sandy. Just go slow and test for big rocks. Even though September is rainy season, we easily cross the river, but FYI, that's not always the case this time of year. When we did it, the water went just above my knees at the deepest point. The hike to the jungle waterfall is a little under 5 miles round trip.
Whew. We made it. We climbed, scrambled down the rocks, and are just gonna chill out here by the waterfall for a little bit.
I'm not gonna call anyone out here, but one of the top Google results ended up getting us lost twice. I took copious notes on this hike and put together a blog post with highly detailed instructions, which I will link in the description below.
This is what I thought I would need here in rainy season in Puerto Vallarta, an umbrella. But really, the weather has been so much better than I was expecting. I thought that it was gonna rain every single day, and here we are on the last day of the trip, and this is the only day that it's really rained or rained at a time that it would alter our schedule or our activities.
September is the wettest month of the year in Puerto Vallarta. On average, the city gets almost 17 inches of rain. One suggestion for a rainy day activity in Puerto Vallarta is checking out the city's art scene. This gallery features work from both Mexican and international artists, plus there is a really tasty cafe restaurant downstairs. Another rainy day idea is to get a massage. The staff at Artepil is very professional. This massage was so relaxing. It was one of the best that I've had in Mexico. Is there a bad time to visit Puerto Vallarta? In my opinion, no, there's not. It's just important to know what you're getting into for the time of year that you plan on visiting. Speaking of knowing what you're getting yourself into, check out this video next where I debunk the biggest myths about traveling in Mexico. From how to avoid getting sick to my best money-saving travel tip, the practical advice in this video will help you make the most of your next Mexico vacation. I'm Alex from backpackingbrunette.com. Thanks for watching.